Joining us now, once again, is Joe Max Higgins, the CEO of the Golden Triangle Development Link. And who we got over here is our special guest, Joe Max. I'm going to let you introduce.
We've got a very special guest, Mr. Robert Taylor. With Taylor Machine out of Louisville, Mississippi.
Yeah.
He and his family own and run an iconic company down there.
Doubt.
And we've known Robert for a long time, but we've been working with Robert about the last 8 months on a project.
Okay.
And it was released today. And so he was here in town, and we said we knew we were going to do this with Dr. Jordan. We said, why don't you come and tell the SuperTalk family what you're doing. So
awesome.
That's Mr.
We're
Robert
honored.
Taylor.
Robert, glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. So tell us what you got going on. We got some easels behind us with some photos of some equipment and your logo and so forth. Looks like you got a partnership going on there.
We got a partnership. So we announced this morning at 10 o'clock that we have created a joint venture between an iconic European company from the Netherlands named Terberg, 150-year-old company that operates in 12 different countries, 32 companies.
Wow.
Family company, 150 years old, that we've gotten to know and gotten to really just fall in love with that company. And we became a distributor for them for this product that you see called a terminal tractor or a yard jockey. A lot of people say that, and fell in love with the product and saw what kind of quality it was and thought it was kind of the Taylor of the terminal tractor. So we build big, heavy industrial forklifts. So their products are similar to ours and used in similar industries. And so the two companies and the management of those two companies are so aligned and think alike and take care of customers alike that they wanted to have a presence in the U.S. And so we began discussions a year and a half or so ago about doing something together in the U.S. They didn't want to come alone. They wanted to come with a partner, and they had respect for Taylor and what Taylor means in the U.S. and in North America. And so we were able to put that together and create this joint venture, and we are proud to announce that we're going to manufacture these terminal tractors in the great state of Mississippi.
That is awesome.
That didn't happen by accident. There was a lot of hard work that was put together on that. They had ideas of coastal areas on the East Coast or even Texas and that type of thing. And so we had a lot of people help us convince them that we wanted to keep it close to our home base around Louisville, and then to also to keep it in Mississippi and do Mississippi. So we had fantastic efforts led by the one and only great Joe Max Higgins. But I'll have to say, we had a lot of people around the state, different economic development people around the state vying for this, and Joe Max and his team did such a wonderful job, and truthfully, this Communiversity was kind of the icing on the cake when we brought those guys from the Netherlands here and walked them through what the capabilities. They were absolutely astounded at what the state has done and what is available to employers and businesses around the state. And I got to put another shout out to MDA for helping us with some funding opportunities, and just to tell you a good sales story. So even the folks from MDA happened to be in Europe at the time, and they made the effort. Bill Cork and his team made the effort to travel to Benschop in the Netherlands, close to Amsterdam, and meet with these folks, and it totally blew them away. They couldn't believe that the state of Mississippi would come and visit them and see, their operation and be that interested in bringing them to Mississippi. So I have to take my hat off to the entire state of Mississippi for putting on a great sales job to bring this company here.
No, it's just selling 101. Building those relationships and demonstrating your interest by hopping on an airplane and going and meeting face to face.
That's right. That's
makes
exactly
a big difference. It doesn't matter what you're selling, honestly.
Big difference.
At the end of the day. So, all right. So, Robert, were you guys aware of this company through just your working in the same space with the forklift business?
Working in the same space, seeing the same customers. They did not have a big presence in the U.S., and so we actually represented this product and didn't think it was going to really take off, but it just absolutely blew up. And so we've always thought that this was a commodity, price product, and this is not. This is a quality product that's built here in the top end of the line. And so, it blew up so fast when we became a part of distributing this thing that we knew we got to have more capacity. They're out of capacity. They're 2 years out on capacity. Wow. And so, we got to have more product. So we're actually going to build a version of their plant. They're amazed at the amount of space we have in the U.S. I mean, they are so tight. Their plant that produces 40 of these tractors a week is in a little hamlet. We're having the meeting in the conference room, and we had to close the windows because the kids were playing out in the playground. I mean, it's that tight. Yeah. And so having the space here, it blew them away. But they were excited, or continue to be excited to be here. And so we became aware of them and put this together just by their reputation around the world. They have 70% market share outside of North America. And so we plan on working on getting that way here in North America and the Western Hemisphere.
No doubt that you will.
Yep.
And Joe Max is right. I've been aware of the company, your company, Taylor Machine Works, for a very long time. You are indeed a tremendous asset for the state of Mississippi. Just want to say that.
Thank you.
And we are blessed to have you here and for your vision to bring this company here. So tell us, what role will the Communiversity play?
Communiversity will play a role in pre-employment, training our employees, workforce training as we go through our time and get the people here. And they're even going, before we get the plant built, we'll start, Roger Construction is going to build the facility and is in a design build phase to build it, and we're looking forward for them to do that out of Greenwood. And so we're actually going to office here, joint venture. We'll actually be officing here before we have facility up and running over on the site.
Okay. So is that going to be in Louisville, or where are you going to locate it exactly?
No. It will be right here at GTR. It's actually going to be right behind the PACCAR plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly,
almost due south of where you're sitting.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so how many people will you employ at that plant?
So
once you're up in production?
Once we're up in production, the first phase that we'll have will be about 90 employees, and then as we're going to build about 750 units a year on year 3. And then we're planning on year 4, with good Lord willing, expansion goes. We'll do an expansion. So it's a 50,000 square foot building to begin with that is prepared to go to a 200,000 square foot building. So we've got about 3 expansions planned in doing this as we go. So we'll start out with about 90 employees and then go up from there.
When will you start interviewing?
It'll probably be late next year.
Okay. Yeah. But will you start training some
we'll start doing training. Yes. We'll bring a few on. The actual joint venture will start in January of 2023 in sales, rentals, service, that type of thing. The actual manufacturing will begin later next year in 2020 after the facility's built.
Were there some other companies that the firm was looking at possibly partnering with?
No.
You guys just
we put it together.
All right. So I got to ask you, who contacted whom first? How'd that work?
You talking about with Robert and us?
Yeah, well, no, with Terberg.
Now, you'll have to ask Robert that.
Tell us about that.
Oh, well, so
Robert, look, we started working with Terberg, but Robert's been the point guard on this since day one. So I've been dealing with Robert. But go ahead.
I'm thinking there's a story behind this.
Oh, yeah. So we were looking to be in this industry, and we were with another manufacturer, representing another manufacturer. Okay. And we got 31 locations from Texas around to Virginia. And so we were not happy with the manufacturer that we were with, and so we almost got out of the business. And had been acquainted with George Terberg, the owner of Terberg, for many, many years. He had actually been to Mississippi some time back, and I just called him and I said, "Hey, I know you're the highest product on the market, but I'm used to selling that with a Taylor because we're always the highest product on the market, but I know you got the best." I said, "Do you think you have a need for some more U.S. representation?" And he said, "You're perfect timing. It is perfect timing because we are looking to expand in the U.S. and you were the kind of partner we want to partner with." So it was a good Lord and grace thing is what it is.
Awesome.
It's what it is.
So, it's also so refreshing to hear to both of you guys that they were impressed with the state of Mississippi,
absolutely,
with the area. Joe Max, as you well know, we got a great story to tell. We just got to tell it more.
Absolutely. And remember, they're coming from a very crowded place, a lot of people, small area. They come, they see the land. our tour include. We made our first pitch to them at Mississippi State at the Center for Advanced Vehicular Systems.
Yeah.
They make vehicles. We just thought it would be pretty cool to meet at the Center for Advanced Vehicular Systems.
It's awesome. It is really just such a great example of how we can get things done when we work together, and we got the private sector, the public sector, the educational community working here, and in this case, extending that overseas and bringing good things to Mississippi. Robert, thank you and congratulations, man.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be awesome to you too as well, my friend Joe Max. Thank you guys for coming on Middays. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a break right here. We'll come back with more on Middays.